on today's rent, 2 million euros a year.
Yeah, annually.
Something north of that number.
Okay. 98%. So you fully loaded every month.
Yeah.
Alesh is the CEO.
Alesh is you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be surprised for the next part.
We have spent about additional 2 million making the building what it is today.
It's a vegetable. And net margin is something about. Hello. So is it Bro-coli? Am I right?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is right. How can I help you?
How much do I need to pay per month for just a small room?
So we have different types of room. The rooms for quattro units start from 245 euros.
Okay, and for just single room.
Single room that costs 895 euros.
And how many rooms are there in building?
In this building, there is 550 beds, and we have another building at Palmovka, and there will be 230 beds.
Great, thank you. So according to these simple calculations, we get 200,000 euros revenue per month when fully loaded. What are the problems? How can you start this business? And what is the clean revenue? All this you will get now after watching full video. We are looking inside. Let's go. Hello, thanks for having us. Who are you and where is it?
Hi. So right now we're in front of Bro-coli. Bro-coli is the first co-living project in Prague. Right now at this building at Strizkov we have 230 units. We have 550 beds, and we're accommodating about 70 nationalities living with us here at this building. We have another building at Palmovka, and there is about 107 units and about 230 beds.
Great. Oh, that's pretty large number. And what are your main tasks here in company? You are a CFO, CEO?
So I'm the director of this project, and I take care of all of the operations that happens here.
How did you come to it?
We got together with my business partner, Alesh Khan, and we wanted to do student housing because there isn't many student housing available here in Prague. So we thought that it's a niche at the market, and we think that we targeted it well.
Pretty simple to start, difficult to continue.
Exactly.
Right. So, how many employees do you have here?
10.
10. And who are they?
Where there is front office, back office, and then there's management.
Management team. Okay. What is the occupancy percentage? Monthly approximately?
Average is about 98%.
98%. So you fully loaded every month?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty nice for you. What was in this building before? A hotel?
Yes, this building before there was a hotel, hostel, A&O.
So please sit down. So it was a hotel?
Yes, hotel and a hostel.
And what did you leave from a hotel? Just rooms or something else?
Rooms, they didn't stay as they were before. Just like we tore down towards the walls. The only thing that stayed were the bathrooms. And basically that's it. The entire community center was changed, the reception was completely changed, and the laundry room was the one thing that was kept the same. Otherwise everything else was changed.
Why did you choose this location, like this specific area?
Well, it's not that easy to find many buildings for our concept, so we were very happy to find this building. And the most important thing for us is that it's close to the metro, and this is literally 5 minutes to metro.
Yeah, but it's a bit far from central.
Yes, but for our students, for our clientele, it doesn't matter that much because by metro you can get in 20 minutes to the center, and if you would go closer to the center, the prices would go very much higher up. I think our clientele prefers when the prices are lower and they get to the center quite easily.
Yeah, thank you. About clients, what are your main audience?
So the main audience is definitely international students. That's about 70 to 80%. And then the 20% afterwards is young professionals, digital nomads, some young families, or just young people getting into their work job.
So, what are the main risks in this business?
The main risks.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, people have to come. That's one. So when the students come to Prague, it's all good for us. The second risk is global political. Really, Prague is until very recently, it has been one of the capitals of safety. So people feel very safe and they feel good over here. So unless that changes, we expect to do very well. And the one thing that we really strive to take care for is for people to feel safe, to feel as a part of community over here, and to feel not alone. And so this is something that we are really trying to promote, and really trying to get the people to understand that it's more about the people and it's less about the building or the brick or whatever else.
So about community.
Living. Precisely.
Great. But I heard like a lot of students come here, so it's not the main problem just to attract, no?
Well, you can talk about pricing, you can talk about competition, but really there is about 130,000 students of grads and postgrad students in the universities, and you have about 31 to 32,000 beds of capacity of student living in Prague. So really the demand in this specific sector is far exceeding the supply on the market. So that's kind of the one thing that actually made us go into this project and do student housing project. The second thing is, it's not just for students. It's really a co-living project, and anybody who likes the dorm life, anybody who likes to live within a community is very welcome to live here.
How often does something break here?
Well, depends on how big you think a break. If we're talking about some of these chairs, that's
I'm talking about maybe like for kitchen stuff, like sink, etc.
Well, the kitchen hasn't broken since we're open,
okay,
so that's
great.
And I hope it's gonna stay that way for a very long time. Okay. For example, yesterday we had troubles with the laundry room with the paying machines, but that was fixed within 12 hours. So when some of the things break, either when our students or our clientele break it, or when it's by technological problems, we always try to solve it ASAP.
Yes. And laundry service, is it yours, or you have someone who on contract who?
We're renting it as Bro-coli. We're renting the laundry room, but we're afterwards having external contractor that is helping us to take care of the laundry room.
So nothing problem for you, just you take some revenue.
Exactly.
Yeah, great.
Ideal situation.
Yes. How do you control order here? Like because students sometimes
we have house operating rules. Each of our houses has their own operating rules that our clientele have to set by. So there's for example nighttime regulation that from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m. there cannot be any noise. If this is not followed by, we have our receptionist, our security at the reception that take care. They go around the house, always make sure that everything is under control. If it's not, they get a fine.
How does settlement process go, and who controls it?
Settlement process, you mean with the payments of every month, or with the fines?
Like if I am like a student and I would like to live here, what should I do? What is the first step and what is the last step?
Understand. So if you're interested to live at Bro-coli, you can go to our website and www.brocoli.com.
Here, maybe somewhere here.
And you can make an online contract, or you can message our brokers that will help you with the contract. You sign the contract online, you pay the reservation fee, and then 1 month before you arrive, you need to pay rest of the deposit, which is 2 months rent. and when you arrive, you pay the first month rent, and then you're part of the Bro-coli family.
I want to ask about risk. Are you responsible for health here of residents, and what can happen when someone get hurt?
Over here?
Yes.
Okay, so there are policies within the building that needs to be followed. If these policies are followed, the possibility of injury or the possibility of risk of injury is really low. It's up to each and every single individual within the building to follow these rules. They are part of our contract, and you can find them. You can find them on our website. If people act accordingly, it's just like any other building. It's just like your home. That's really what the risk comes down to. If anything happens over here, there is a reception. The reception has contact for emergency, for police, for firefighters, and for ambulance to get somebody quickly into the hospital and get quick help. So anything that happens over here that's non-standard, and it can happen to all of us, run to the reception. It's here 24/7. Somebody will help you at the reception. They will take care of you.
Were there any non-standard emergency situations, like for example, fire on building? How did you deal with this?
Well, really what happens, first, when there is a fire alarm, there are two people in the reception. So one stays in the reception and the second one goes and checks if there is actually a fire, or if it's false alarm, or if somebody is just overcooking, or maybe grease pan or something like that. If there is a problem, there are firefighters on the way, and then the entire building is being evacuated according to evacuation plan, also handled by the people in a reception. So we have had the situation done once, where there was a fire alarm with an actual possibility of a threat. And the entire building was evacuated. Everybody got out. Nobody got hurt. Everything was safe. Within an hour, it was done. Everybody got back.
Okay, this is Bro-coli's second facility in this year. Can you tell me how you grow so fast?
Well, we try to find buildings that are suitable for our concept, because we have a very high demand, and we try to supply and make our demand happy. Okay. So this is our second object. We're right now located at Palmovka. We're 2 minutes from Metro Palmovka. We have 107 units here, 246 beds in these two buildings. And we're very happy that we could open another place.
Whoa, that's so nice. And what are your plans for future facilities? Is it like every year 2 or every year 4?
That would be
not in Prague anymore.
That would be perfect. Well,
insight.
Definitely the target is to stay in Prague for at least next 2-3 years until we fill our capacity, which we feel is about 2,500 beds that we want to achieve by 2026, and then we'll see if the market has a potential to grow even further.
Wow, it's like potentially 5 to 6 dormitories.
Yes, well, we'll see, depending on the buildings, how big they are, because, for example, at Strizkov we have 550 beds, here we have 250 beds, so it depends on which of the buildings will be able to get into our portfolio.
Yeah, that's so great. How much, if it's possible to show, how much this building cost? Not you buy it, but like approximate price for this building to rent.
To rent, this is something that I can't tell, because these are some
Is it more than 100k euros or less?
I can't tell. These are some insights that we have with our investors, and I can't get. Then you can get into our numbers very easily, and you'll know my.
Is it higher than on Strizkov price or lower?
Well, it's lower because it's smaller.
But it's
better location, closer to the center, of course. But it's much smaller. The building at Strizkov is two times bigger, so this would be 2 times more expensive, and that's not the case.
Yeah, thanks. Why is this particular location? Because it's like 10 minutes from your another location, first one, Bro-coli. So it's they are located really nearby.
Yes, that's right. Well, the answer is very simple because it's not very easy to find many buildings that would be suitable for our concept. Our concept is very specific and unique, and there aren't many buildings that are ready to rent in Prague. So right now, if we don't want to talk about developing new buildings, that takes many years, then we need to work with what's on the market.
Okay, yeah, that's logical. Are you renting this building or did you buy it?
So Bro-coli is an operating company,
Yeah.
and it rents this building from a fund, and the fund is called EQ Ellipse, and EQ Ellipse is the actual owner of the building. So me and Bara, my partner, we are part of both structures, the ownership of the buildings and also the operating company.
Okay, and may I ask how much it costs to rent such a building? Approximately.
It really varies, but the approximate number on today's rent, you are not going to be wrong if you are going to think something north of 2 million euros a year.
Euros?
2 million euros a year, yeah.
Yeah, annually.
Something north of that number.
Okay, okay. How much does it cost for utility bills, like electricity, gas, all this?
Fair question. So generally in your contract you will find that for every bed, every tenant that we have, and we have a contract for a bed, you will find about 70 euros monthly out of that number. That's what the building costs actually in energies, in what have you, the reception, the heat, the water, the garbage, anything that really the building needs. This is how it's being paid. So about 70 euros out of each bed that we have and rent over here goes into the direct costs of the building.
Okay. Who is in your permanent team? Like, who are you? You said you have your partner is Bara.
Sure.
Who else?
So we run Bro-coli based on three-member board. The three-member board is a front office, back office, and a financial guidance. 3 people. So you would call them in a very simple language, a director of sales, a director of operation, and then a CEO, if you will. So it's Bara, it's Sonia, and it's Aleš. Aleš is the CEO.
Aleš is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. What is the average salary of your employees here?
I don't think that I can share that information.
Approximate, like,
but I can
according
give you,
to Czech.
I can give you an idea. Depending on the position, you will make with us anywhere between 1,000 to about 3,000 euros a month.
Okay. And how much does it cost to maintain them monthly? Percentage from revenue?
10%.
10%. How to find such a building to rent? Is this only like insights from some smart, bold people, investors, or you can just search internet and say, okay, I'm gonna rent a dormitory for Coliving project?
No. It's unfortunately it's not that simple that you could just search on internet and then you would have many buildings popping up and you could choose in between. Many of these are off-market rents, and right now both of the buildings that we have were bought and constructed for Bro-coli on key because we have investors behind us that bought the building directly for us.
Yeah, great. That's like business. Okay.
Yes.
Is it hard to negotiate about renting such a building, or it's like smoothly process? Okay, I'm gonna give you that amount of money and that's it. Or it's like weekly process, monthly process to negotiate?
Well, it depends on when we rent buildings from different providers, different investors, but right now, as I mentioned, both of these buildings were directly bought with the intention to be rented to Bro-coli, because then the investment for the investors wouldn't make much sense, because our yields are much higher than classical residential rents. So they were directly bought for us, and we know what's the market price per meter squared to rent in this area. So we discuss of how much above we're able to get, and then we share the profits.
Okay, that sounds nice for you. And do you plan, is it like final product of this building, or you plan some renovations, maybe some more features in it?
Understand, right now this building went under renovation for 7 weeks, so everything that you see we've been able to do within 7 weeks, so it was a very fast process.
Yeah, I remember it.
Because the acquisition of this building was unfortunately very slow and long, but thankfully we were able to get it. But as well as we needed to open the building for September for our students, then we needed to be very fast. So right now, one of the things that isn't ready yet, that will be ready only for next spring, because it's already cold, is outside gym, outside seating. This entire area outside will be still developed for the next summer.
Yeah.
And some of the features inside are not ready. For example, there's a hidden cellar in the community center, which isn't ready yet because it's not developed in the way that we would like to, and some other smaller parts that we're going.
What do you plan for this basement area?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay,
Be surprised for the next part.
Great. For starting investments, you said you brought it from Equilips. Yep. And what are the starter investments are for? Just for buying building, or?
Really, no. So when we bought the building, we actually went through a quite intense reconstruction. We have changed all the wiring. We have changed all the wiring for the Wi-Fi. So all of our clients have a direct access to their own Wi-Fi within their unit. The Wi-Fi is 50-50, 50 upload, 50 download, so it's quite quick. We changed the electricity wiring to the latest standards, so we are okay with the revisions, and everybody's safe and everybody's okay and taken care of. So I can tell you right now that we have spent about additional 2 million euros on making the building what it is today from what it was when we actually bought it.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing this. What were the initial stages for the opening?
So first it's a purchase of the building. Then it's the reconstruction. Then you go into furnishing all of the units. Then you go into a beta test. So before anybody actually gets onboarded into their unit or into their place of stay, that unit is actually being tested for about 2 weeks. If everything runs smoothly, if nothing stinks, if everything works, all the appliances are tested over and over. So all of the clients who are coming in, they should be satisfied with everything working. And also there is additional cleaning. So we clean the rooms, let's say 3-4 days before your arrival, and then we clean the room the very day that you arrive. So we make sure that you are getting your unit in a very clean condition.
So here is some facility of the new building, and my question is, why Bro-coli? How did you come up with such a name and such a logo and such a design? Like, it's a vegetable.
Understand. Well, this had a very interesting process, because at the beginning we worked with a marketing company and we asked them, okay, this is our concept and help us to figure out the names. So they came up with some 3 names that I absolutely hated. It didn't resonate with us. It was, I don't actually remember anymore even all of the names, which even resonates with how bad for me it was, because the name needs to be something very recognizable and something very very memorable. Then we were in the car driving from the meeting from the marketing. My assistant, she was sitting in the back. She was feeling sick, and then she was like, "Oh, what about Bro-coli?" And we were like, "Wait, what? What do you mean?" Well, Bro-coliving, you can just short it and make broccoli from it. You wanted to, because already we had designs in place at that time of the rooms. We knew that the color that we wanted to use was green, because that was one of the colors that our architect recommended to use within the rooms. So we're like, oh, this is then perfect with the concept. We went through marketing research where we asked about 1,000 young people of which of the names they liked the most, broccoli or one of the three that the marketing team came up, and broccoli won all the way. So then we started preparing all the design and logo within this concept, and it resonated with us the most as well. And even our investors that are much older liked the name because it was very memorable. So that's how it started.
Are there certain license required for this business? Something special?
Something special for this business. You really need to follow your fire code, your safety hazard code. You need to be able, in case of an emergency, you need to be able to react according to the Czech law, and to the best of our ability, even above the law, we try to help our clients with whatever they need, because a lot of our clients, they are not native speakers. They can run into language barrier problem, they can run into legal barrier problem. And so any limitation really that you have, if you speak to our girls down here in our office, or if you have a conversation with somebody in the reception desk, more times than not they will help you.
Okay. How can competitors influence here?
My mindset when we started this project is I don't really worry about competition.
Okay.
I set a certain standard of functioning for us as a management, and for our employees. And I believe in structure and steps, and reaching those steps and reaching the certain goals to get to where I want to be. And I don't really pay attention to competition. I don't really care what competition does, because I know that the amount of work and the amount of goals and the height of the goal, or the size of the goal for us is so above the market standard that if we are reaching that goal, each of the seasons, each of the whatever the timeline may be, if we reach that goal, I know we are going to be number one on the market, and our product is going to be number one on the market. So for me, with all due respect to our competition, we try to be unique, we try to be affordable, we try to be very much oriented on a client, and we know exactly what we want to do. We ask for feedback regularly. What we try to do is we try to react to that feedback, so changes happen directly appointed by a number of clients who are requesting them, and we are trying to shape the brick to the will of the clients. And if we are flexible enough and quick enough, and we do a good job, I know that there is nobody who's matching us. So this is the mindset of Bro-coli, and this is the mindset of EQ Ellipse. It's really not about a competition, it's about setting our own standard. That standard is set way above what the market average really is. And if we are meeting the standard, we know that we are the best.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Why not a hotel but Coliving? Like you said you have like
well, it's really
a couple millions of investments, and you can open a hotel, like really great hotel, but you chose Coliving. Why is that?
It's really about affordability. It's really about young people. It's really the main problem in Prague is it's one of the most expensive cities as far as your purchasing power and the cost of living.
Yeah.
So if you would go and if you would take a look, in what your regular 2-bedroom apartment costs in a reasonable area in Prague versus what is the average wage of a person in Prague, you would find that about 70% of your average wage will cover the cost of your 2-bedroom apartment. Well, if you are a young person, how are you going to live? How are you going to live with 30%, with 70% of your salary gone before you actually collected that salary? It's an issue that's painful, and it's really, you need to have there needs to be a vision, and there needs to be a plan for, especially for young people who are getting out of high schools and out of colleges, where the amount of money that they spend to pay for their accommodation needs to be under 40% of what they earn, even on a starting job. And if that is not reached, and if that makes young people extremely frustrated, it makes them financially weak, in a sense that they will be prone to get a quick loan from somebody, they will be prone to get a quick money from somebody, and then they will get into even more trouble. Just the scarcity of money in your life just is directly connected to the quality of your life. And so what we try to do is we try to make a product where you sacrifice a few meters square. You may live with somebody, if you like it or not, that's your prerogative. But the payback is that if you start off at a substandard salary or an average salary in Prague, 70% of the salary or 60% of the salary, depending on where you are, stays in your pocket, and you can actually enjoy your life. You can actually go, you can afford to go to the movie, you can afford to buy a bike, you can afford to go for a vacation. If you rent a 2-bedroom apartment on an average salary in Karlín, for example, you will need help from your parents or from a bank, because there is no way you can actually cover that cost.
Yeah, that's true. I faced it like a student a couple of years ago. How do you attract clients to this project, to this building? Do you have some Instagram marketing campaign, or just in some web you just created a logo, or you just created a web where people just sign up? How do you attract clients for this? You just did it so fast. That's what I'm asking. You just did it in few weeks or maybe less. It's all full load. We cannot even now show you rooms because it's full load.
Yes, in 3 weeks we were fully sold out within this building. So this was a great achievement of our team. So I'm very proud of that. And because already this building we could only start selling at the beginning of August, and already in beginning of July we're sold out at Strizkov. So we're just typing up that another building is coming. On our website, of course, you can have a look on our website. One of the buildings that is there is Strizkov, so we promote Strizkov. They can see all the units there. Then we added Palmovka as well. We do marketing on social media, and then one of the most common ways of how people get to know is a word of mouth, which we're very proud of, that friends recommend to other friends, and that's how new Bro-colis come in. So that's very impressive for us.
70%. How many does they come from word news, from Instagram, and from web? Do you have some
yes. So we do marketing researches. So the first one, the most popular is from website. The second one is word of mouth, and third one is from social media. Okay. It's about right now the last numbers that we had was about 35% from online website, then about 30% from word of mouth, and about 15% from social media.
Yeah, so the demand for living is really high in Prague, for students living.
Yes,
That's why great website, great web design, and that's it. Yeah.
Well,
sounds pretty easy, right?
It's a niche market right now. Prague, to rent in Prague, it's very difficult. So of course, it helps us within this business.
Yes, that's it. Is there any significant difference between these two buildings in Strizkov and Palmovka? Or is it more like luxurious one, or is it like maybe some another type of living? What was that?
Definitely, well, Palmovka is the second building that we have, so we try to learn from the mistakes that we did at Strizkov. So, of course, this community center is much larger than at Strizkov. It's in much better quality. And the main difference is probably that here they have more space within the community center, within the terrace. We try to provide them with more facilities, but then they have, for example, the compensation is that at Strizkov they have bigger rooms. There's a bigger average per meter squared for the rooms, and these rooms are smaller, but it's compensated that it's closer to the center than compared to Strizkov.
So the price should be like the same? Or,
right now, the prices of both of the buildings are the same, yes.
Yeah, okay. And how often do you renovate rooms? Maybe you maybe you like change the beds. How often do you like do maintenance in kitchen, for example?
Well, right now Bro-coli is operating for a year and 4 months. So we have different budgets, 1 in 3 years to have the big renovations. And of course, on a weekly basis, we do some sort of maintenance in the rooms when the lamp goes bad or something like this. The bigger issues come when something happens, then we take care of the community center. Yes, that's
okay.
true.
I would like to ask you about about your past, if you can share about it. How did you start it? Why did you move to Coliving business?
I wanted to do real estate, and I wanted to do finance. That's what I studied in school when I was in the United States, and I got a basketball scholarship. I got out of Czech Republic in '97, and I was fortunate enough to actually get my education in the United States. And I came back. I played basketball for about 15 years as a professional, and after I was done playing, I actually went to the bank. As an employee, I got hired by one of the big banks in Czech Republic, and after a very short period of time, I knew that it wasn't for me. I am an entrepreneur. I don't want to work in a corporate for a boss of a boss of a boss of a boss. And I felt like that's something that where I was unhappy, and I didn't want to do it. And fortunately, I started my first startup right out of that bank, and I joined the startup with my friend. And we will build up a museum in downtown Prague that is until today very, very successful. And I exited that startup with a little bit of money in my pocket, and I exited at the time where I knew that there is a right time on the market to actually buy distressed properties and big properties in Prague because of the dip. Because after COVID, there became a dip where high inflation, high interest rates made it extremely difficult to actually buy properties. Thus, the prices of properties fall down, and that was the day where we bought this building and the building that we are actually rebuilding right now in Libeň.
Great. And last one. What would be your advice to yourself when you just was starting out?
When I look back?
Yeah. Just you like chose to
enjoy your life more.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, I would. I very much cared about, and I still do care about this project very much. And sometimes I forget to live my life. Sometimes I'm too much at work, and sometimes I am pushing too hard, and sometimes I am too involved in day-to-day running of this company. And if I today would speak to the Aleš that at the day where he started Bro-coli with Bara, I would actually tell him, don't stress too much. You stress too much. Don't do it. Enjoy your life just a bit more. It's going to be a lot more pleasant experience.
So what do you think, what is your main key to success in this project, in Bro-coli?
Well, one of the things that I would say that our young team, that our clientele is young, so we try to have, as me and my colleagues are all young, so we understand our clientele better. And second most important thing, I would say flexibility, that we try to adapt and change because we're still young and we're trying to learn from our mistakes and we're trying to listen to our clients what they want because they're the one paying the rent, paying our business money. So we're trying to listening to them and adapt based on what they want and give them the best service that we can.
I also would like to say that Barbora is really hardworking person. Like she's like 24 hours on the phone, so I guess that's the main key too.
yes, that's very true. Hard work, sometimes no sleep, but it pays off.
Yeah, that's totally.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
And what advice would you give yourself when you were younger and you were just starting this project?
Well, I would definitely say courage and hard work, that it pays off, that sometimes it can be very hard and struggling. You feel that it's a lot of stress. You just have a list of to-do that you need to do, but it will, when you work for it, it pays off. You just need to have a bit of patience, trust that what you're producing, what you're doing is good, do your best work, and it will come back to you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And do you think luck is also a point in it?
Yes, but for me, it's the harder I work, the luckier I am.
Yeah.
So I just believe that whatever you vibrate, whatever you put on, you attract back. So then of course you get, or at least for me it is, that the harder I work, the more I tried, then the luckier I got.
So positive karma also counts.
Definitely, I believe in that.
Last question: what would you recommend to young entrepreneurs who just start their journey?
Well, many of the things that we just mentioned. Believe in yourself. You need to believe in the product that you're delivering, that you're producing. Try to be the best version of yourself, and hard work pays off.
That's it. Thank you very much for interviewing.
Perfect.
It was
Thank
very
you
nice
very
to have
much.
you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.